that he's again going for re-election. He wants the people of District Number 6 to re-elect him. So he will be basically telling us more about why does he want the re-election? What did he do? What has he done for the people all those years he's been there? He'll be telling us more. And then after he's re-elected, what will be his plan, his manifesto? How you doing, Rep?
Good morning. It's a pleasure being here.
Long time no see.
Yes, quite a bit. Been very busy.
I know.
My motto is let's talk more work. Good morning to the great people of District Number 6. Good morning to your listeners across the country. Good morning to the Republic of Liberia.
Okay. Now, let's begin on this note. I'm sure you're quite aware that we do have a lot of new-term voters. Our young citizens who turned 18 years now. There are so many, and they all will be partaking in the elections. Not some of them, or not many of them, may know Representative Indus. Do you care to tell us about yourself at least a bit?
I think, thank for the question. I'm Samuel Enders. I will try to do 2 minutes. Samuel Enders, Pele by tribe, born and raised in Liberia.
Pele by tribe?
Yes.
Okay.
Attended the Haywood Mission School, graduated, moved to ELBC 92. Went to the States 96, came back, started a school called the African Dream Academy with about 144 students. Fought the Ebola together with the people of District Number 6. And Ebola hit us so hard that we were used as the Ebola Center, ELWA. I gave the first ambulance to ELWA Hospital, which was the only Ebola center in the country at the time. And then the request started coming in to be a representative. I didn't know what it meant. I knew it was representing the people, but I was not ready to be a representative at the time. And I felt that politics was not for everybody. And I remember a lady said to me, when the wise refuse to lead, they will be led by the fools. When the Christians refuse to lead, the heathens will lead them to where they want them to go. Those two statements moved me to prepare myself to be able to accept the call to serve the people of District Number 6.
Okay.
The school that we started went from just third grade to now we have the largest high school in the Republic of Liberia, the largest private high school of over 2,200 students. We haven't charged tuition since we started the African Dream Academy. We run a vocational school for over 900 women. We run the free health center for 0 to 6. I graduated from Haywood Mission School, went to the state, did my associate degree in biblical studies, did my bachelor degree in organizational leadership, did my master's in divinity. I was ordained in the Messiah Baptist Church before going to the States, 1996. I was also ordained in Presbyterian Church after my seminary education in the States. I got a master's in education as well.
Okay.
And I came back to Liberia to serve. I am a Peleman, just a Liberian. I live in District Number 6, and I serve the people of District Number 6. And it's been a pleasure serving them for the past 6 years.
What's your political ideology?
I believe in servant leadership, and I, as a Christian, as a man of God, I bring that to the table of politics. Humanitarianism, being able to seek the interests of those who cannot hear, those people who cannot speak. Those people who need representation at all levels, those people who need to be spoken to, those people who need to walk, those people who believe that politics is only for the devil, to let him know that politics is for humans, and humans are people who might err, but those people, Christians, can also fill this role. So my stuff is service to humanity. John F. Kennedy, in his 1961 speech, he said, "Don't ask what you can do, what America can do for you, how much money America can put in your pocket, but what can you do? What kind of business? What kind of education? How valuable can you be to America?" And so the same question. It's not how much, because Liberia has given me so much. It was in this country that I was born. It was in this country I went to Haywood Mission School, Leo Simpson. Because of singing, I didn't pay anything to go to that school.
Okay.
It's in this country that I got a scholarship to go to America. It's the country that God has blessed me so dearly, and I think I must give back whatever way I can to Liberia. So politics is another way of doing that.
How long have you been in the legislature?
I've been in the
House of
legislature
Representatives
since 2018. Was elected 2017. 2018, 19, 20. That's when since I've been there, and it has been an eye opener. It has been a place of learning, a learning curve. Anyone who think you go in a legislature prepared to do things, there are a lot of jargons that goes on in there. There are a lot of things that go on that you have to learn. And I think you go the second time, you're master at what you've learned the first time. What to say, when to say it, how to walk around, how to navigate your way in a system and be more effective to the call to which God has called you through the people of that district.
Now, since you've been there over 5 years, I'm sure, what can you pinpoint as some major bills or major achievement you made in the legislature?
At this point in time, I would like to say thank you to the President of the Republic of Liberia. Thank you to the European Union. Thank you to African Development Bank. My district number 6 struggled for electricity when I became representative. There were a lot of protests across the country, a lot of protests in the district. We had one substation that is now in the Pinsville Joe By area. Today, I'm humbled to say that we work tirelessly to make sure that district number 6 is being electrified. Communities, the Tinkat Village, the rehab belt, the places that didn't have transformer now had transformer. They would be turned on.
I'm not talking about the district. I'm talking about the legislature.
I think you cannot divide that from what I do.
We'll talk about the district.
You cannot divide that.
Reverend Anders, Representative Anders, we are talking about your achievement in the legislature over the years you've been there. What are you can point to 4 or 5 bills that that came out of you that you produced in the legislature. That's what we're talking about. What sort of impact have you made there?
I have 3 cardinal responsibilities in the House of Legislature. One of those is oversight, lawmaking, and representations. Those things reflects what happened in the district. So if you want to divide your work from the district, unfortunately, it's not going to happen. What you do in the district...
Did you profile any bills in the legislature?
I profiled 5 bills in the legislature.
What were they?
Basically, it was 6. One of the first one was the name change of the Calvary Christian University. So we call Monivia Bible College to Calvary Christian University. Then we have 5 other bills which are still in committee rooms, which we hold to tackle when we go back on the second term. And I think those bills are quintessential. The main one I would like to look at is the Liberian Decent Healthcare Bill, which states that every Liberians who go to a hospital who are in an emergency circumstances, not everyone who just say I'm sick, but someone who is unconscious, someone who's about to have a baby, go to a hospital, and that person, you can talk to them at that point in time. This bill is saying you treat right there. Make sure the baby survived, the person survived, and you can ask for money later.
Okay.
So in America, they will call those people Jane Doe. They will put their name, they treat them right away because the goal is the life and safety of that person. And most people die in Liberia because the goal. I use one man as an example. He was taken to one of the health centers, and I was at Capitol Building, and they called me and they said this person was ill. But I didn't get the message until 3:30. He got burned, a 3rd-degree burn in the morning from 9 o'clock to 3:30. When I got to the hospital where he worked and paid the money that was asked $45, he died a few minutes later.
Wow.
So I think had he been treated, that money would have come later on.
So that's precipitated action.
Those are one of the things. And the lady who, during the Ebola crisis, a lady was turned down from one of the hospitals, and she gave birth in the middle of the street.
Wow.
And I think it's because she didn't have the $350 that was being requested from her at that time. And that's a big story during the Ebola time. It went all over. Women went on the street, entire Lapa around.
That's a major bill, Representative Anders. While it is still in committee room, is it that you are not influential? You don't have the ability to push to convince your colleagues that, look, this bill is quite necessary?
I don't think it's about convincing the colleagues, because no representative will want their constituents to die. No good Liberians will say, I'm not going to pass a bill because...
so why is it still in committee?
I think it takes process. Good bills take process. Good bill takes time. You don't ramp it through the system. You go through, you understand the intricacies of all of those bills. And I think another bill that I think was very important to me was the fact that a lady came to my office and said to me, Reverend Enders, I was married to this man. We were not married, but we lived together. We bought a land. During those days when people are together, the man and the woman, most of the property is in the man's name. It's not in both of them name. Well, they had a kid, both of them. This guy left and went to the States. Both of them built the house. Unfortunately, he got married to someone else while he was in the States, and he died. That person came back to Liberia after the man had died, clean the home, and put the little boy and the mother outside. She came to me. But according to Liberian law at the time, anyone who has a child, you're not married to that person, you must legitimize a child to say, you got to go to the court and say, this is my child. The law states that when you take your pants down and you sleep with a woman and you have a kid, it should be your responsibility. You don't have to go to court and stay in front of court and say, yeah, this is my child. That child should be your child. And that child, you have access to what you have in this country. The second one to that is, we gave visa to foreign nationals, Caucasians to come, whether Lebanese, Germans, or what have you. We give them visa to come in our country. Government say you are legal here. They come to Liberia to meet a beautiful Liberian girl. Law has no boundaries. Law have no way of telling what will happen. And they have something, and that guy might be here for a week. Other people may say the lady being promiscuous, but that's life. That's love. It happens. And that person go back to their country. 1 week, that lady is pregnant. She doesn't see that guy anymore. The community says, you are promiscuous, you are a bad woman, you are not good. And she struggle and doesn't know where that guy coming from, have no contact, and born that baby, and will call them mulatto. The law at the time states that baby is a foreigner. That baby have no access to anything in this country until they reach certain age, where the bill states that if a child is born of a Liberian mother, whether you are green, you are blue, your teeth is yellow, you are a Liberian, should be a Liberian. And I think all of those were incorporated into dual citizenship bill, which I'm going to tell the legislator, thank you for that. The president, thank you for that, which passed. Those are the major bills that I think was in this whole thing. And the delay of this bill, I think it takes time because the bill are huge bills. People ask the question, who will pay for this bill? What if this person cannot pay? So I think all those things, the committees had to go through them and be able to work through them. I hope that.
So that delays the passage.
That's right.
Now, if I were to ask a representative Enos, you've been in the legislature for over 5 years. Yes, indeed, you just indicated that a couple of bills that you worked on. 4 of those bills are still in committee room, and you're hoping to see the passage of those bills maybe in the soonest possible time. Now, you are vying for re-election. You want the people of District 6 to re-elect you. What stands you out or stands you up from others who vie? What stands you out? What makes you different from the other candidates in your district?
Thank you for that question. I think the character, the tenacity, the consistency, the work that I've done in the district over the years before I became a representative and why as a representative stands me out. I live in the district. I've worked there tirelessly. I think the character, what I've done in the district, and that's why as I run this campaign, my saying or my focus or my motivational statements to the people is let the good work continue. Let the good work of healthcare continue. The good work of education continue. The good work of representation continue. The good work of being present with the people when they need you continue. And I think that's what stands me out among these people.
Now, your critics will think that it's advisable, it's logical if Representative Enders decided to back off from the race, because he's been there for over 5 years. He has done extremely well for the district. Let him allow others to go. Let him just give his support to another candidate in the district. How will you react? How will you react to that?
You're telling me to take my Mercedes-Benz and give it to someone who was ill-prepared to drive, who doesn't have a proper driver license, who haven't driven well? I don't think I can do that. I don't think District 6 should just be handed over to someone because...
Are you insinuating that all your candidates are...
I'm not insinuating. I'm telling you the fact. You don't just take...
They are ill-prepared? Is that what you're saying?
Precisely. You don't just take a district as large as District 6, well-educated people with all of the intricacies of what happened in that district, and they say, okay, this person, maybe he's a young man, or this person, I like the person, so I will take it. A woman who go to give birth, or a man who takes his wife to the hospital, doesn't just take his wife and give it to his friend, say, go open my woman's stomach because, the doctor been here too long. So just open her stomach and take the baby out. No. You look for intelligence. You look for prepared person. You look for experience. You look for
So, in another word, you are saying that you are the only one prepared so far to lead that district or to represent a district in the House of Representatives.
I don't know about other people. I know of what God has done, the ability that I have, the capability, coming from where I've come from to.
Well, you play your part now. Why can't you just give your support to someone else? You played your part. You've done extremely well in the district.
I think that's the more reason why you want Reverend Enders to continue, because you want a good work to continue. You want a good work to continue so that people's life are lifted, so that when Kennedy School, as dilapidated as it was, the representative walked there, knows very well that he needed to do some work to help the government.
Okay.
When the market in Cotton Tree, nothing was there, and the people asked me to build a market, and I went there. That's a good work that people want in other communities. We want someone who will go there and be able to do what is needed to be done. When you get to R2, to the left-hand side, the market that stands there today, when people needed that market, when you go to R2, when Tina School was being harassed by other people and they disturbed them, Jalo was put on a gunpoint, you knew a representative who will be able to go there and understand that he has a responsibility, and that responsibility must be met heads on. You must be prepared. Our country has been through a lot. We are looking for leaders. We're looking for consistency, and I think that's why you see in the States, one lawmaker will stay there 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. It's not that Americans are stupid. It's not that they just want to keep one old man there. Nancy Pelosi was there for many, many, many years because of the wealth, the education, the things she learned every year. I think they didn't want to just nip it down and bring someone and say, well, it's time now. Nancy Pelosi being here so long, so let's take her and bring someone else. I think continuity is quintessential to development and uplifting of the people when it comes to politics and what have you.
Let me sit for a while and listen to Representative Enders to drill me through, or drill our listeners through, some of the major impact you made on the lives of the people in District 6.
I think one would say that the African Dream Academy is a personal school. It's not something that Reverend Enders should talk about. God forbid. I think the African Dream Academy had changed things in Liberia, and had changed things into people of District number 6. Children who couldn't read and write are able to read and write. Over 2,000 children goes to school knowing fully well that they will have food to eat that day, knowing fully well they will have a place where there's computer. They have a place where it's adequately prepared for them. I didn't have that opportunity. There are many children in Nima, in Granger, in Sino, don't have that opportunity. I think it's a major milestone for the people of District number 6, the people of Liberia, and the kingdom of God, because these children have been educated. I think to have a healthcare where people come from all over the place. I've seen people from Grand Bassa, I've seen people from Douala, I've seen people from Red Light, I've seen people from Central Monrovia. Some of them come to ELWA to be treated. Their children are at the point of death. But ELWA is so overwhelmed because the place is full of people and they don't have the chance, and they tell the people there's no bed, there's no opportunity. Those people then fill and spill over to the Haven Care Children Medical Center. We don't ask them your age, your color, your size, your location. We want to treat Liberians. We want to treat children of God. We want to treat children who survive. I think it is a major thing, because I've seen babies die from malaria. I've seen women who go to give birth and they say you will not give birth until you pay $350 United States dollar. But that woman don't have it. I'll give you an example. A lady came to my clinic who had come from another place and she needed to give birth. Unfortunately, the baby was breached. And when she came to my clinic, I saw her that evening and I took her to the nearby hospital. When I took her to a nearby hospital, the doctor said she needed surgery immediately. That surgery cost me over $350. I think had my clinic not been there, we wouldn't have seen what she was. I've seen a baby come in, completely burned. The skin is hanging out. And my clinic had taken that person and stayed over there for over 2-3 months. I've seen a guy who they wasted acid on this guy. And this guy whole back, his whole head was done. We treated the guy for about 4 months. I think those are major things. And to be able to educate women who their husbands are not able to get job to do. Women who have children at home and they have no food, and these women have to struggle to make sure their children survive. These women now have skills because of the African Dream Academy Vocational Center. They're tailors, they're computer person, they're able to prepare bread and sell, they're able to have their own businesses, they're able, and all of these things bring development to the community. All of these things help. And I think the major one I will go back to again, Hammer 6 used to say, well, Reverend Enoch lied to us. He said he would bring Corin. He didn't bring Corin, and this and the rest of it. But today, I think that story have changed. That story is changing.
How did it change?
Because we work tirelessly. I want to say thank you again to the president. I want to say thank you again to the European Union and the African Development Bank. Today, District number 6 is being electrified throughout. Today, the Ralphie Highway is being electrified thanks to that. The Kingrave Public School, which was torn down some time ago for reconstruction. I'm proud to say that when the president visited our country, we appealed to our district. We appealed to him that the people of Kingrave, being the oldest town, needed their children to be in school. I did renovated that school the first year as a representative, but the building kept coming down and had to be torn down to make way for a new building. Well, that took some time, and the people got frustrated. They got angry. They got upset. But I'm grateful that today that building stands there. The people of Kingrave has a school due to the oversight representation of the office of the representative. I'm thankful that all the light poles have been brought into Zion Town. We are hoping that it will begin planting those poles. Zion Town has been a trouble spot for me, trouble spot for our district. The struggle were occurring for quite a long time. When the president came again, we appealed to him to please look at that place. It's not that people say you got to appeal to the president before things happen. But I think sometimes we have responsibilities. Sometimes you speak to people, things happen. In America, things work through committees. People work through connections. Things work through listening to people.
Okay.
You build relationships for that. So I think those are some of the major development that have come up in District number 6. I think today, if God will call me home to be with him, which I know he will call me someday.
Are you sure you'll
I
be
want
with him?
people, definitely. I want people to know
You're going to
that
be with the devil on.
the devil is not someone that I celebrate. It's not someone that I work with. He's not someone that needed to be talked about. The grace of God is sufficient to bring me to where I am. That
Amen.
grace of God takes me to where God wants me to be. His plan for my life is greater than my own plan.
Surely.
And so that's why I pray that my enemies just live and see. And that's what the Bible says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. And he said, I prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemy. These people need to see, and it's at that point in time that they will realize and recognize the goodness of God and tell the story. Because as the song say, this is my story and this is my song.
Now, let's look at your personal projects, talking about the African Dream, talking about the health centers and all of that. What is your source of income? Your source of where are you getting all of the resources from to carry out all the projects you made reference to?
I think one of the biggest stuff again I need to talk about, which I will talk about quickly, is the district office. District number 6 had no office. I had never had an office, never had a district center. But I think hopefully before July, the 26th of July, District number 6 will have a district center where graduations will be held, where weddings will be held, birthday parties.
So that is on construction now.
It's on a construction. Okay. Offices for social services and what have you, whole district center, basketball court, a computer resource center for our people. And I think the source of my funding, as the scripture says, I lift up my eyes unto the hills from whence cometh my help. My help comes from God who made the heaven and the earth. If I stand here and say, I own everything, and no, I'll be lying to people. It is owned by God and the people. So when I went to the States, I quickly realized that you have to learn. And I learned quickly that in America, it has something called 501c3. And that 501c3 is very helpful in that it guides you. There are rules and regulations of 501c3. You must have a board. You must be able to answer to the money people give you, fiduciary responsibility. You must be accountable to people.
Surely.
Since 1998, I started the African Dream Academy and got my 501c 2007. And since 2007, we have been approved every year by the IRS. That means we do what we say what we do. And I'm grateful to the people in America. That little child who sell lemonade, that person who gave. I'm not saying people sponsor 100% the African Dream Academy. Every building you see, for example, A few days ago, we got a place that value. I'm not saying we paid. I said the place value 1.4 million. Where we're going to be opening a fresh children's hospital in all of Painesville.
Okay.
That place now is negotiated. Thankfully, GT Bank was able to help me. When I became a representative, I took a loan of $200,000. That loan, the last payment was this month, and that loan was the money I took to buy where the African Dream Academy stands. But then I also have people in the states who gave because they know that children are in school, who gave because they know that money is going for a right purpose. When they tell me to get 200 students, they come and say 500 students. When they tell me to get 10 students, they come and say 30 students. They didn't know that I was starting a vocational school.
Okay.
But whatever money is raised, I stretch that money. Whatever money I raise here from other things that I do here, that money go to be able to help. So the whole thing is developing Liberia. The whole thing is bringing up the new generation. And that's why our school also, not for my dream alone, but for my family, country, community, and the world. And that dream is to change the life of other people. I think we criticize Liberians for what to do. And once you get into politics, then people start to tie everything in. Whether you are doing good or not, they tie everything to the fact that you are a politician. But I must be very clear. No one's going to run me out of what I believe God has called me to do. What I believe I'm doing that is good and is helpful to other people.
Are you optimistic winning the election come October 10, or are you hoping to win?
I think by the grace of God and based on the work that we have done, we will win the election for district number 6. So we'll be able to continue to do the good work to serve the people of that district. I'm positive that we will win the district.
On which ticket?
As an independent candidate. I serve as an independent candidate, and I'm grateful that there are a lot of people who cross boundary supports me. People from the Unity Party, people from the CDC, people from the ANC, people from the No Party. I think they understand. I think Liberians are very smart people. They see what is good. They know what is good. And as the president said when you visit our district, they should say no good thing when they see it. And I believe the people know good thing when they see it. I have done my best. I'm not focused on building house. I'm not focused on buying the biggest cars on the block to show the people that I have arrived. No, I've done my best to make sure those who need to go to Advantage University have education. Those who need to go to UL are there. I mean, I give them all the money I do it. Some of them, they struggle. There's a lady who now supports, run a lot of campaign across the country for the president. This lady had come to me a couple of years ago and said, Reverend Enders, I want to do music. And I said to her, thank you for the fact that you want to do music, but I want you to go to school. I may not have the money to help you, but I want you to go to school. And I want you to understand that Liberia will benefit from your music. You will also be great as you go to school. Today, that lady has gone to school and she's doing music together. I may not pay her school fee 100%, but I pay the first school fee. Make sure I got her in school, motivated her to begin that process. And I do that to hundreds of young people who think that there's no way out. All they need is my story to tell them where God brought me from. And that story motivates them. And I think those are some of the great things that I'm grateful for. Yeah.
If you won the election come October 10, what's the manifesto, what the plan you have for the people of District 6?
I think continuing as a representative, there are few things we would like to improve. One of those things is, as I said to people, if the district vote for a chicken, the chicken has to be my friend. If the district send me to Konola, I have to go to Konola to represent the district. There has to be a little solidified relationship with whoever is going to be, because we need a lot of things in district number 6. For example, the road to the cotton tree is deplorable. The Smart Institute road is very deplorable. There are Liberians live behind that. They deserve. The road to Gesa village is Tinker village. It's important. People behind there. The road from 30 acres is important. Cover Mission, the road is important. There are people, the road from Ziontown connecting to GSA road is important. Those will be priorities that we want to look at. And want to prioritize the district center, which we want to be completed, that people can go and do what they need to do to have access to the lawmaker. The whole issue of empowering women, want to continue to empower more women. Those are things that are important. A scholarship scheme that would be very much important so that more young people. And what we think will be very important also, there are a lot of people who wants to go to college, but they cannot go to college because they cannot afford the private universities. Thankfully, the University of Liberia is free. And one thing that is a major problem for our people is to be able to get to the University of Liberia, transportation. And that is why, as a representative, another representative, I want to make sure by next academic year, we have 2 buses that will be able to help students to go to school. People have the money to go there, but they might not have the means, which is the transportation is not available. We want to improve education by making sure there's a bus that can take our students from the district to go to the University of Liberia. So if you're supposed to pay $50 on a regular car, we'll make that price half because we have to maintain the car. We can say it's going to be 100% free. Those are key things we want to look at for the people in the district. On the agenda also, we want to look at the whole drug issue.
Okay.
The whole issue that is killing the beautiful girls and the beautiful boys in district number 6. One of my students, a girl from my school, I was at the ghetto a couple of weeks ago, and I saw this little girl, an amazing little girl. The first thing that went to my face is what if she was my daughter? I think it broke my heart. It hurt my heart. I think we need to enforce the law that is passed by the legislature. I want to thank the legislature for passing that bill, the drug law. I want to thank the government for making sure we pass that. I want to thank the community who cried out, who pushed us to pass that bill. And I think the drugs issue is a critical issue. That drug issue has to be the concern of every single citizen in district number 6. We have to work together cohesively so that if Manjua is selling drugs in the community, let's make sure we know she's selling the drugs. Let's make sure we fight our very hard to discourage that. Because mind you, a sentence to luxury is causing problem for other people. It's destroying people who supposed to replace Reverend Enders in this country. People who are supposed to be the next doctors, the next lawyer. They are coming to a place where they are in language. So we need to be able to focus on that drugs issue. So it's very important from the community base to the family base to the church base to every single one of us. We have to put our hand on deck to fight that drugs issue. The next thing is the filth. I think our district is filthy. Our district is dirty. Our place is terrible.
Under your watchful eyes.
It behooves me that people will go, the land that I purchased, that's supposed to build a house to live in, I bought that land, for 5 years now. That land, everyone in the community dumped their dirt on that property. How do you do that? How do you leave your house, go to someone's house and take the dirt from your house and put it there? Where did we start coming to this?
But you don't have people manning the property?
We have people there.
Okay.
There are other homes. For example, there are people who just drop the trash on the middle of the road. You got people there. The city corporation is inundated with this whole dirt. People leave the community and just put dirt. You give dirt to someone who doesn't have a garbage disposer and they go and put it there. So I think we need to tackle this whole dirt issue.
I didn't intend to deal with that.
Number one, we need to apply the Trinity system. That is the three white containers. I would like to see each home in district number 6 have a 3 5-gallon container. One container, you put the paper, you put the plastic, you put them there. Another container, you put the jar, the cup, the bottles, you put all in the other one. The other container, you put the potato green, the stuff that is dissolvable, that can dissolve. And so we have days. On one day, when the people come, they take all the plastic. That plastic you can carry to Dora Plus, they can recycle it. You can take the paper, they can recycle the paper. The paper dissolve. The following day you come for the can, which is the iron cup and the glass. You can take the glass, they break the glass, they recycle the glass. The plastic is destroying our habitat. It's causing serious problem for what we do. And so the next one, which is the dirt, those are things that you can bury. Those are things that can go in the ground. Those are things that biodegradable. They come back to themselves. So I would like to see that through all the entire district. I think if we practice that, I think it'll be very helpful. We practice a manure system where.
So you will secure all those plastic containers in making reference?
No.
We're going to secure them.
People should be able to secure them.
The residents?
Yes, people want cleanliness. Nobody in district says want dirt. So they will be able to secure them. And then
you enforce that to happen?
We have to work with government. We have to work with the city corporation. We have to work with the police. That is why I think district number 6 police must. It's not an option. Must have some kind of police.
So you're going to lead your people this time around when you ring with iron hands and making sure that they do what you want?
By encouraging people, it's not iron hand.
Okay.
I think by being consistent, by being firm, it's not iron hand. I think look, the last time I looked at my hair, I didn't see iron in it, and I don't think the iron can grow in the flesh. So that won't be possible.
Now let me shortly open the lines, but let's go on the national scene a bit before we open the lines. We have I know you've been swamped with a lot of engagement, trying to seek your re-election, so speaking with your citizens and trying to encourage them to re-elect you. But on the other hand, I'm sure you're quite aware of who becomes the president for the next 6 years. When we have former ambassador Joseph Boyka, Cummings, and President Weah are all in the race. Where do you stand amongst those people?
I think today, this is not an endorsement today, but I want people to understand that when it comes to electing a president, it's a cognitive issue. It's an issue that people need to look at. You need to be very careful who you elect as president of the Republic of Liberia. I think as we look at the president, say, you need to be very smart. You need to look at what the person have done. As I tell people, don't vote for him based on what you've heard. Vote for him based on the records that I have done. We are quick. We put Madam Sadi under the bus and forgot the fact that she worked diligently to make sure we had an airport, to make sure we had a ministerial complex, to make sure Buchanan had a role. We forgot all of that. And when we came to do election, we just threw that and forgot about it. I think this election should be about what a president have done under their leadership, under their watch, what kind of work they've done, how can they continue that work. I think as people vote for me, it is not a fact that, oh, Reverend Enna's a Christian, Reverend Enna, sorry for the man, Reverend Enna, the farm man, Reverend Enna can speak. No, what have I done? What is the capability that I have to make things happen?
Surely.
Judge me based on the record. And I want Liberians to vote based on the record. If you vote based on the record, I think you vote your conscience as well. It should be great. It should be helpful for people. But I've encouraged people vote based on the record. Look at what is out there.
So who are you endorsing now?
This is not an endorsement. So you're not going to get any endorsement from me here today. But I'm encouraging people that you look in a record. You look at what people are doing. You vote on those records. It is very much important as we move to.
They should look at the records of George Weah or the records of Joseph Boyka or the records of Cummings. Which one?
Why would you look at the record of George Weah? Why would you vote and not look at his record? I think not to look at the record is not being fair. And equally so, the Honorable Joseph Boyka, look at his record. Look at what these people have done. What did they, how long they stay in service? What impact have they had? What changes have they made? Those changes are what you're going to vote for people on. I don't think you can just get.
But what is your fear for which you don't want to endorse any of the candidates, the presidential candidates?
I'm not.
What is your fear?
I'm not afraid. But this is not an endorsement program. You want me to endorse? We can schedule.
What do you support amongst the candidates, the presidential candidates?
This is not an endorsement. Stop. I'm supporting a person based on a record, and I will make that known when the time is clear. My statement.
Which time? October 10?
My statement makes a huge move to a lot of people. My statement swayed a lot of people, and I want people to be able to make their decision based on what they think is appropriate. And when that appropriate time comes, you don't have to ask a question. I will call you Slipper George, and I will go ahead, and that will be very clear. But I want Liberians to be very smart in their thinking, to not just listen to rhetorics, listen to people who just talk and you know what is saying is not truth. And as an independent candidate, all the political parties have candidates in my district. Everyone have candidates in my district. But I'm not insulting those people because I know there are citizens who support me. And there are unity partisans who support me. There are ALP who support, ANC who support me. And I'm grateful for the level of support that I get across the district. And I'm not here to insult anyone and to let everyone know they are less important and I'm important. Those who are contesting against me, I wish them the best. I tell them thank you for attempting. Unfortunately, this is the wrong time. They came in a very wrong time.
Okay. Now, you seem to be tact-lib, apparently, because you are running as an independent candidate, and so you want you're trying to attract votes from all of the political parties. You seem to be very tact-lib. But I'm sure innerly, Reverend Enos will be opting for a president who brought electricity in his district, a president, in fact, we a house in his district, I'm sure you'll be looking at that.
Mr. Joy is a good politician.
No, I'm just asking the question.
Well, I mean, the reality is the reality.
Okay.
And I'm very clear with people. Now I tell people, I hope the first one, it can go first round. But if you haven't seen me campaign, I will double my campaign if we go second round. But I think once again, please vote based on the record. Vote based on what has happened. If you think this person have done well, don't close your eyes and listen to lies and listen to records. People taking people's head and putting something on it. People taking this. That's why I wanted to build and put on the floor. That bill states that Reverend Enders has a right to write anything on a free speech about Slobber George, Mr. George. You have the right to say Mr. George stole money. You have the right to say Mr. George slept with this woman. You have the right to say it's your right. It's free speech. I am saying Mr. George also have a right to sue you so you can prove that he slept with that person.
Surely.
So proof so that what you say is true, because people lie. Nowadays, the Facebook is a reference point for almost everything. Someone who lived in Namibia, someone who lived in Angola, someone who lived in America, with us saying Slobber George, goes on your page and read about you. And what he read, once they post Slobber George, everything that comes out, they say, they form their opinion. Even company, when they're hiring you now, they go there.
Surely.
So for someone to sit in the confines of their home, in the luxury of their home, and then read lies about you, I think you should be held accountable.
In the next 2 minutes, let me ask you the question before I open the lines. What is your take about some of our politicians now who are beating war drum, hearing that if you may have heard, or maybe the former vice president when he said if the elections rigged, will put an end, or Liberia will come to an end. What's your interpretation of people who are beating war drums?
God forbid. I left Conquer Town during a war. I watch people die in bombing. I watch women being raped. To hear that, I think it takes me back. I think it's pathetic that power will make statements that a country who is just trying to get electricity.
I think Reverend Enos broke down emotionally. He broke down in tears emotionally with the issue of the people beating war drums. So he doesn't think that.
I have children here who
it's terrible.
Have nowhere to go. My children have nowhere to go but Liberia. And I think I want to ask every Liberian to understand, to remember the many lives, the children that were killed at the Lutheran church, the mothers that was burned, the many destructions that we had in this country. And let us just not discuss war. Let us discuss a Liberia of peace. Let us discuss a Liberia of love. Let us discuss a Liberia of development for once. If Reverend Enders does not win in District number 6, I will survive. And if anyone does not win the presidency, you will survive. So I think I want to beg everybody. I want to talk to everybody. Sorry that I had to break down this morning. It brought back a lot of memory for people trying to cross the new bridge that day. When they opened that bridge, a lot of people drowned in that water and died. To just even talk about it, walking from here to Sierra Leone, all my 10 toenails came out. To just talk about it, it just brought back flashback that just spoiled my day. So I beg, we can't go back to war.
Let's open the lines for a few minutes quickly. Reverend Enos has broken down in tears, especially, well, you say men don't cry, but I see a man crying this morning. 0776-540-987, or better still 0880-514-096. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Let's hear from you.
This is Edmund. We don't have a from the re-election, but we are calling from Dubois Road.
Let's hear from you, sir.
He broke down in here, because everybody have a bad memory when you come to the war. So my question is, why they didn't come out earlier to condemn this statement? Because it's not just Joe Walker first time making that statement. That statement was made somewhere around here 9th Street during campaign rally, and then he repeated it in Grand Baptist Council for their coming up. Besides this, you have somebody that is supporting him, Yeke Koluba. They are continually threatening the peace of the country, and we know who Yeke Koluba is. We have another one for already, Joshua Blahyi, aka Butch Nicky. All of these guys are migrating to Wall State. We didn't hear anything from them. Because it takes our cry on the radio as citizens complaining, before you hear it, they're coming out to condemn it. Why? It took so long to condemn that statement. If they're going to be up, that will not going to be the case. And for the president, he said that the president has done well. We should. The president has absolutely done well, more than well for this country. And that is the reason.
Okay. Many thanks. You made a point over it. Let's take this caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Quickly.
Yes, my name is Philip P. Gavler, calling from District number 6. Good. I want to extend my greetings to the most represented lawmaker of Republic of Liberia, Honorable Samuel Enders. And I want to take this time to applaud him for his good work he has started in the district for the breaking grounds of the first medical private hospital in District number 6. And free tuition comprising of 2,000 students across the district and free.
Oh, he's off the air. Let's take this caller quickly. Good morning.
Good morning, Soba. How are you, Chief?
I'm okay. Quickly.
And good morning to the biggest sample in District number 6, Reverend Dr. Sarah Enders. This is Emmanuel Tusia join this conversation Soba on District 6. Soba, you asked a very significant question to the Honorable in studio. I want you to take your time, some of your less busy schedule, and come in District number 6. Before District number 6 and now District 6, and those who are contesting. And you will realize that they just came to monitor the process. They have not made a tremendous impact. They do not have a legacy in the district. See what Florida has done in District number 6 is development at the cost. This is the true community of District 6. And it continues to be tremendous. Changing life and transformation are taking place under the district. We do not have anyone to give our district to, and rather, what we have decided as a donor, that's what come this Saturday. So if anybody has issues, if you are traveling on RIA road on Saturday, I will advise you leave early by 5 because Saturday will be our launch. And we are putting him on the other side. Go to where we are putting up our share and it's connected to other. There I'm sharing the market with me. We have 4 different markets and people grow their share and it's Saturday they are not selling.
Okay, you made your point. Let's take this other caller. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Yes, good morning. Go right ahead.
Okay, I'm David Stokely, a former from Maria resident. Member of District number 6.
Okay.
Let me say thank you to your studio guests for saying what he said in studio this morning. But there are a few concerns, a few questions I want to raise, and I think there's some correction I need to make. Like the issue of the electricity in rehab community, like in Bread about, that was done through the present electrification project that he carried out in 2020. So it's actually tied that to his development of what he had done for that particular community. And when we end out in a same community in a meeting, we had a meeting at Kinaja High School, and also told us that he was not going to contest in District number 6. Coming back again to saying contesting, this is a man that is not stable in his decision making. So I want you to clarify this information that he gave us during the time.
Okay, you made your point. Let's see this other caller. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. George.
Yes, good morning. Quickly.
Well, I want to say good morning to the honorable lawmaker in there, Reverend Enders.
Good morning, sir.
Well, I'm a resident of Yanta. I want to appreciate him for our current. We are seeing the pools now in our community. But I also want to acknowledge him that people from the CDC also support him. Like he regularly stated that he had the supporters from the ANC, the Unity Party. For the last when the United Party was campaigning, I saw a car with a lot of United Party stickers on it. It didn't go down well with me. He's an independent candidate. We are fighting like state independent.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, many thanks, many thanks. Let's take this call. We'll take only 2 more calls and wrap it up. Hello? Hello? Okay, this call is not ready. Let me take this caller. Good morning.
Summer,
Yes, sir.
good morning.
Good morning.
I like to say morning to the landlord of District 6 in the studio, Honorable Enders.
Okay.
This is David Chi. I join you from District 6 in MONTSERRADO.
Okay.
I like to start by mentioning the issue of peace, because these elections are temporary. They will soon be gone and Liberia will remain. So I am very pleased that Honorable Enders is very passionate in calling on all stakeholders, including the opposition leaders, to maintain the peace of Liberia. No one should be making reckless statements to say, oh, when election goes their way, it will be the end of Liberia. It will never be the end of Liberia. But in District 6, we are quite aware of the huge level of developmental undertaking Honorable Enders has done in the district. This is why we are going to give him a new mandate. We are calling on all of our supporters in and around District 6 to show up this Saturday. This Saturday is a program that is huge and inclusive. This Saturday is a program that is going to send shocks in the spines of opposition to tell them that there is no vacancy in District 6. This is a responsible district. These district responsibilities are huge. They are so enormous. So we need someone who is well-rounded, someone who is acclaimed, someone who has the capability to handle this district properly. And over the past 5 years, Honorable Enders has demonstrated that he is fit, that he is competent to handle the issues of District 6. So we like to call all our supporters over 7 minutes, last 30 second pardon, all our supporters should to show up the places. Let's get these towards the district office, right to play football field. Come there, let's give this man a new mandate to go back to the capital building. Thank you very much.
Many thanks. Let me take the last caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Honorable Enders. My name is John Dodo, and I call from my DFA resident. I want to thank Honorable Enders for the numerous work he has done across the district, particularly the DFA community. You know, at the time, we have a district school that was at 5th grade, and since he took over as a lawmaker from the 2017-2018 today, we now have a full-fledged high school, and this year we just brought the first set of graduates from high school. So I want to thank him. I also want to thank him for the many youth development, the youth center in Memphis Town, the youth center at Nangwe Town, and also for the empowerment of young people across the district through education.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Many thanks, Reverend. Representative Enders, you can respond if there's any questions there, and then we can take leave of you quickly.
I think my statements, my mantle is let's talk more work. I don't go all over this place trying to rebuttal whatever people say. I want the first caller to know that I do condemn any threat to our sovereignty, any threat to the safety of our people, in any interpretations of someone wanting to bring war. I condemn that vehemently. I don't support anything of such nature, and I have never supported that. I didn't fight during the war.
Okay.
The gentleman who said that the project in rehab was a precedent project. This is the same gentleman who in the meeting said to me, you are a lawmaker, why can you talk for the transformers to come? So when we begin to talk, when we all work together, when Michael was here, we walked behind Michael, went up to the hill around the rehab for that transformer to be brought there. Now he's saying it's a precedent project. I thank you for so much. Thank the president for that project, and I don't doubt it. I'm not trying to take credit from the president, but we work together. We all work very hard to make sure those things are put in place over there. And I'm grateful for the privilege to be here today. Thank you for the invite. Thank you to the management of the station. Thank you to the Minister of Information. Thank you to all our partners who continue to help. And thanks the listener for today. I wish you all a peaceful election. I want to invite you all on the 30th, which is Saturday, to come out. We'll commence at the African Dream Academy and end at the SKD Sports Complex. Okay. Wish you all blessings and a safe Liberia. Thank you.
He's Representative Reverend Samuel Enders, vying for re-election in district number 6.